Aerosmith, Black Crowes. Farewell tour for the former, if not the latter. A good luck caller 10. 216-578-1007 or 800-348-1007.
I met Alan.
Did you?
I gave him marijuana.
Oh, great.
The Alan Cox Show on 100.7 WMMS.
Three 35192. Want to send a text? AlanCoxShow.com. Want to watch live there? You can do it. Tip of the cap to Connor Pamperton. Helping out today. Thank you, sir or madam. Appreciate that. Your Cleveland Guardians. How are they doing? Ooh, it looks like they might avoid the sweep. 3-1 over the White Sox in the bottom of the ninth. They come in, and White Sox won those first two in Chicago. So if the Guardians pull this off, they'll head to New York with their head held high and playing the Mets starting tomorrow night at 7:10. You'll hear it here on MMS. Your FM flagship station. I've had to explain that to people because they go, why can't you guys not run the game? That's not the way it works. We're the FM flagship for your Cleveland Guardians and your Cleveland Cavaliers. And couldn't be prouder. So Guardians, very near the end of this last game in the series, 3-1 currently. And they'll go into the weekend against Verlander and the Mets. I was reading about a restaurant, a black couple in Memphis are planning on suing a restaurant for the place kicking them out because they smelled like weed. Now, every place now smells like weed. I was just in the men's room having a pish in the break, and it was like a Cheech and Chong movie in there, right? Now, that doesn't bother me, but you'll hear people comment as, marijuana becomes more legal in more places, that every place now smells like weed. Mm-hmm. And this couple went into this restaurant in Memphis and were kicked out. They're filing a racial discrimination suit because they say they were kicked out of the restaurant for smelling like pot. And I'm thinking, what? This is called Houston's Restaurant in Memphis. Listen, racism isn't logical, right? It's emotional. And emotional decisions usually aren't good ones. They're usually not smart ones. What business genius is kicking people with the munchies out of their restaurant? You guys smell like pot. Get out of here.
You're probably not going to order anything.
Yeah. This wasn't a toy store. It was a restaurant. You hit the jackpot. Deshandria Bass, probably Bass, right? Deshandria Bass and her boyfriend Dwan Brown were in town from Mississippi. They were visiting his mom and cousin, and they stopped, met up with family members at Houston's Restaurant. Looks like a nice place in Memphis. The manager, the white lady, went to the group's table, told them they had to leave because they smelled like weed. They thought that she was talking to someone else because they said they didn't smell like marijuana, so they assumed she was talking to someone else. But she came back to the table with a cop.
Snitch.
So the manager's a Karen.
Oh, yeah.
I asked you to leave and come back tomorrow because you smell like weed. I would have been like, newsflash, I'm going to smell like weed tomorrow too. The attorney says his clients don't smoke marijuana. I guess he means them. That mean all of his clients. They don't smoke marijuana. Yeah, that's right. Do you not smoke weed? Call me, and I'll get you out of weed-smelling trouble. that they don't smoke pot, and they hadn't smoked that day. They said their family outing was ruined because of this. So, but again, just if you're the owner of the restaurant or this was the manager that kicked them out. I got people here who are probably, give me one of everything on this menu. Now, these two people said that they weren't high. But you don't know that. You assume that's the reason they got kicked out. Lady assumed that they were smoking because they smelled, according to her, like weed. So going on that assumption, why would you ever kick them out of your place? It wasn't her place. She's just the manager. She didn't care. Right? She's not making any more money as the manager, whether the place is full or empty. Unless you own the place, you don't care. The number one weed smelling place, according to Dan, is the Jack Casino. Any area, all the time. But again, that's everywhere, especially down here. Any downtown in any city. Now, I'm not talking like downtown Denver, where there's a dispenser every 4 feet. I mean like downtown Cleveland. Because people are walking around, and a lot of people, you can get secondhand weed smoke on you. You can walk through a cloud and come out the other side, and people are like, ooh, having a good day. You're like, that ain't me. Some people are walking around, they smell like you've been smoking pencil shavings. There's a lot of dirt weed clouds down here. That's no good either. Alan, I was going to go to the market and lunch with the wife this Saturday. Does Mary want to lay out an outfit for me to wear too?
Of course.
Listen, if the foot pick thing doesn't continue to bear fruit, you could be a little sartorial mermaid there or something,
Be a personal stylist.
Yeah.
Santora's sartorials? I think so. I think so.
You might be onto something there.
I will pick you the right outfit based on your activity for the day.
Or your activia. That's what Gwen did before the pandemic. She was a Stitch Fix stylist.
Yeah. Are you going to a continental breakfast at a Holiday Inn? No bra, shorts, and an oversized T-shirt. Shoes optional.
Which continent is being represented by the breakfast?
We can dress you.
We can dress you in the local garb. I guess there's no local garb for a continent.
Of Indiana or wherever you're staying.
What if you're incontinent? What if it's an incontinental breakfast?
An incontinental breakfast?
And you've got to walk downstairs and know where the bathroom is.
Everyone's just in diapers. That's what you wear. You're all dressed like sumo wrestlers.
I like how commercials for prescription drugs now have cut away all the artifice. They're cutting right to the chase now, right? Back in the day when the first few drugs came out for Crohn's disease, they would basically have people holding their tummy and like, ooh, I got a bubble gut, right? Now, they have the commercial where every chair the woman's on is a toilet. Have you seen that one?
No.
Every chair she's on is a toilet. They're like, you always have to know where the bathroom is. If you live your life with moderate to severe Crohn's disease or whatever it is, right? So she's at dinner with friends and the chair's a toilet. She's at a ball game and the yard or the lawn chair is a commode. Oh, it's great. They're basically saying, hey, you feel like you're going to crap wherever you are? Get this prescription. Ask your doctor if the toilet pill is right for you. So this couple is planning on suing for the manager kicking them out. I thought of Poundcake, too, because I read that the very first Chick-fil-A is closing.
Whoa.
Excuse me?
That doesn't happen.
Is this the very first one or the first one to ever actually go out of business?
Yeah, they're closing, probably building a bigger one right next to like it's a Chick-fil-A castle. Like it has the slide and everything. What? Why is it closing?
He's getting mad at you like you closed it.
No, because
right.
This story is targeted towards me, but continue.
What?
It's targeted towards him.
It's targeted towards me.
Mm-hmm. Well, no, I thought of you because our resident Chick-fil-A aficionado. But it's the first ever Chick-fil-A location. Opened in 1967 in Atlanta. Opened in a food court.
Oh, I know that chicken good. Oh, I know it's so good.
The Greenbrier Mall food court. Well, that's probably because it's a mall. and the malls are closing down. Maybe I should give Chick-fil-A. Maybe I've just ordered the wrong thing at Chick-fil-A.
What have you ordered?
The dumb sandwich with a pickle. Like, that's supposed to be revolutionary. Like, it was like,
The nuggets are pretty good.
Okay.
They are pretty delicious.
All right. For as close as there is one to me now, there's a relatively new one near me. I don't ever go there.
They have one by my mom's house. I'm like, Mom, this is Satan. Like,
Satan.
I was like, they can't have this here. They can't have it. Because every time I go home to visit you, I'm going to get Chick-fil-A. I was like, it used to be a super.
Yeah, but you're not at her house. You're not visiting her every day.
I know. Now that the Chick-fil-A is there.
I was going to say, now.
The best thing that ever happened in your relationship.
I'm like, Mom, you need me? No, I had work today. Well, I'm going to come home anyway, so just go to your Chick-fil-A.
There isn't one in West Park?
No, the closest one is Rocky River.
I was at that one all the time.
Is that the one by the Target?
Yeah.
There?
Yeah, that's by the
Fairview Park, technically.
Sorry. Didn't mean to get provincial on you.
Is it?
Yeah.
Ooh,
The left half side.
It's right there.
It is.
It's weird because
By the
Because
B-dubs?
Center Ridge Road, the left side of the road is
okay.
Fairview Park, and the
The
right
other
side
side
of
is
the road
Rocky
is
River.
Rocky River.
Yeah, because Marshall's is right there, and that's where I used to go shopping. And then I would reward myself. I'm like, okay, you've been busy today. Go get some Chick-fil-A.
Huh.
Get some Chick-fil-A.
So that's how you reward yourself if you've been busy.
Yes.
Because you were talking about how much you love not doing anything. I would think you'd want to go the other way if what was waiting for you at the end of a busy day was Chick-fil-A. I think you'd come up with things to do.
No.
Instead of getting up at 10 a.m. and then taking a nap at noon.
There's nothing wrong with
But
that.
that's sometimes. That's when I don't have anything to do. Like this
Yeah.
weekend, I'm not doing that. So when I am able to do that, I don't feel bad for doing that.
Now, Chick-fil-A's were, and if you're old enough, you remember this, Chick-fil-A's were only in food courts until the mid-'80s. So they've been around for 20 years before they ever got like you know how like all of a sudden Panda Express are everywhere? Those were in the malls for 30 years, and now they can't stop building Panda Express.
That's got to be a good feeling when you're like, yeah, we made it out the malls and that was
Yeah.
on our own. That's actually
That's what those
stores
free
are
samples
doing,
gotcha.
where Foot Locker is abandoning malls and just going to do freestanding Foot Lockers because people aren't going to malls.
Perfect timing,
Yeah.
because they just declared bankruptcy. So
Foot Locker did?
Yeah, really good timing for Foot Locker.
Yeah,
Yes.
that's crazy.
How is Shoe Carnival still a thing? Is Shoe Carnival still a thing? Or is
Because
that
everybody loves a carnival. That's why. Doesn't matter what kind it is.
I'd be more apt to buy shoes there if they had carnival foods. You come in, you get a corn dog. There's a merry-go-round, maybe. Cotton candy stand.
I remember years ago we went to Shoe Carnival in Rio.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it was so great. So great. Yeah, Shoe Carnival is still around. Our bureau chief's in Evansville, Indiana. That's the Shoe Carnival HQ. But they're still around.
Okay.
They bought the Shoe Station chain. They're like, you know what, guys? I feel like the Shoe Carnival name needs a little zhuzhing. Maybe we should acquire a competitor. Pay less? No. DS Dub? Nope. Foot Locker? They're dead in the water.
Don't
What about
need it.
Shoe Station? Nailed it. There's a Shoe Carnival in Medina, and there's one in Cuyahoga Falls.
I thought there was one. I used to live in Maple
No.
Heights. Okay.
There used to be
Wasn't a Shoe
one
Carnival.
by Midway Mall, but there's nothing over there now. I think that's an Amazon facility.
Oh, boy.
I know. There used to be a bunch of stuff over there. Midway Mall. I prayed for that place because that's where
You prayed for the mall.
that was my first
Yes.
mall. Like that was like where we would go when we would have like a day to ourselves. We'd go to the JCPenney and the Sears, and I would always stop and get the Taco Bell. I got lost in that mall for the first time,
Aw. Lost.
and it closed down.
I never got lost in a mall. I remember my brother did. He got away from us, and it was,
Well, I
boy,
kinda
when
ran
you're
away.
a kid, there's nothing more terrifying. I'm sure it is for a parent, too, although my dad seemed to take it in stride. But there's nothing more terrifying when you're a kid than if a sibling is lost. I just remember being terrified that we couldn't find my brother.
My aunt took me to the mall one time. I was young. This is like one of my first memories. I was probably 4. And I like stopped off at some jewelry, got distracted, and she just kept walking. Didn't know I wasn't with her. And I freaked out and I like started crying and like went to the lady at the department store and was like, I'm lost. I don't know where my aunt is. And they had to like page her and she had to come get me. Now, this was before COVID. So it was probably 2019. My aunt and I went out to brunch. And she started to get teary-eyed, and she's like, I'm so sorry for the day that I left you at the mall. And like, Aunt Deb, it was 30 years ago. Like, I think it's going to be
You're like,
okay.
so brunch is on you then, right?
Right, yeah.
Well-
But she, like, every time she would see me for a while, she'd apologize for it. I'm like, dude, it's literally 3 decades ago. Like, it's completely fine.
You should not have done that. You should have played into it every single time.
No!
Yes, make her feel
It's
bad.
still weighing on her conscience. You'd be like, look, what's your aunt's name?
How would you like to make it up to me?
Deb, it could have gone either way. Could have
Yeah.
gone either way. And boy, look at us now, huh?
It's the exact opposite for me because I ran. I didn't necessarily run away, but like I told my mom, I was like, I'm hungry now. I want to go to Taco Bell. And she's like, well, I'm still shopping. I'm like, I want to go to Taco Bell right now. And she's like, well, go to Taco Bell then. And I swear, I must have taken like 10 steps out of the store. I turned around.
You were
and
just
my-
like a demon child.
Mom-
This
my
guy, he
mom
was
was
just
gone.
like herding cats all the time.
I like the way that she dealt with him. They're just like, fine, go.
She was gone.
Just
Yeah.
I
go.
don't
Bye.
care.
So then,
If you had been abducted, your mom would have been like kind of bummed out.
They'd have brought him back.
so then I had to go to like,
After 15 minutes, it would have dropped him back off.
I think the name of the store was like JP Toys or something like that. I went to the toy store.
JB Toys.
JB Toys. Or, okay, whatever.
KB Toys?
KB Toys. That's it. There it is.
I don't remember. It was so long ago, but it was a big old toy store. So I
Yeah.
went there first, and I was like, "I'm sorry, sir. I can't find my mommy." And then like I started crying, and they put me on like they took me to like this jewelry counter and just sat me behind the thing until like someone could
She
find
found
my
you,
mom.
yeah.
And my mom came in looking at it like, "You gonna learn your lesson, bitch?" Like I was like, "Can we get Taco Bell now?"
Hell no, you're not getting Taco Bell.
I went and got my Taco Bell though. So my plan worked perfectly. Get lost in the mall, make my mom feel sorry for me, and then you get Taco Bell afterwards.
That was a long con, wasn't it? I mean, for like a little kid, he had that figured out.
Don't take me to the mall if you don't want me to act up.
He's it's her fault.
You know how I get in public. You should know better.
Do you know what a demon child I am?
It's her fault.
Yep. Mom, you know from the moment I sprang from your loins, I was just going to be nonstop trouble.
You know how selfish
You
I
know
am.
I was going to make your life hell. How dare you take me out, try to show me a good time
You know better.
on a Saturday afternoon?
Feed me first, make me tired, and then I'll go sit in the car while you shop. That's easy.
Put me in a food coma. Yeah.
So we always had older brother. I had 2 older brothers, and then I was the older brother. So like to my sister and younger brother. So we were always just kind of tasked with watching each other.
Yeah.
So no one ever really got lost, but we definitely would just go. Like we'd get to the mall. My mom was like, I'm going to do this. You guys just go, which we loved because then we could go to Spencer's Gifts and look at the posters
Or
in
the,
the
na-
back.
yeah, the naked
kid.
pictures. Yeah.
Yeah.
Poundcake was born too early for his mom to have really benefited from the whole wave of accidentally leaving your kid in a hot car.
Yeah.
Alan, my mom used to lose us on purpose so she could page us over the loudspeaker.
Was that a fun
Well,
thing
you
for
don't.
her to do, or-
You purposely lose a kid. You go, Timmy Johnson, your mother's looking for you. You were 17 and you did that I can't find my mommy thing, by the way?
I wasn't 17.
Oh, okay.
Who said I was 17?
I don't know. Somebody thought
Why
you
would I
said
be?
that.
First of all, I didn't.
Because sometimes you'll do that voice. You be like, I can't tell how old you are.
No, I wasn't 17. By the time I was 17, I could drive myself to the mall.
Sure.
And I wasn't fooling with no Midway Mall either. I would go to like Strongsville Mall or Great Northern Mall.
You had your
I
mall glow up
Yeah,
at 17.
I
stepped my
bet.
weight up. Because I had friends from out of town. I was like, ooh, I'm going to go to my out of town friend's house.
It's like I'm not getting all whatever at the Midway Mall anymore.
Yeah, because no one sees me. It's such a sad mall.
Not slumming out there.
But yeah, I sat there and my mom just looked at me all sideways. I was like, what? Told you I wanted Taco Bell. Why you leave me like that? Why you leave me like that?
Yeah.